Siddharth, as we've been talking this evening, the power of social media is actually demonstrated just by the sheer number of people who have access to it. Now, there are estimates, and we're going to pull out that graphic for you, that seem to suggest that 4.9 billion people across the world have access to it. Now, is this now become too big a giant to be able to tame? And the added problem is that we don't really know how to tame it.
I think, Nupur, I absolutely love that question because the reality is right now, the international dialogue around this issue is based on a lot of studies which are situated in the Western world. And very often they can have sort of contradictory sort of conclusions on the exact sort of challenges that social media pose. And very often, causality between social media and mental health is difficult to establish in these international studies. Now, if I were to bring those assumptions and apply it to India as a country, that's not the best way to have a conversation around how do we design and manage social media. Because the reality is, so for example, my organization has a sister concern called the Young Leaders for Active Citizenship, and we've done a lot of on ground work on the habits of people outside tier one and tier two areas and their use of social media. And very often we observe, one study tells us that 77% of young people below the age of 18 are often accessing the internet, digital services, and social media in shared device environments where they also have to share it with their parents and family and so on and so forth. So in that context, very often screen time is organically regulated, especially outside your metropolitan areas. So actually, as step one, we really need a holistic understanding of the impact of social media for children situated in India. And we also need to be able to measure their perspectives and their perceptions on both the upsides and the downsides of social media. Now, on top of that, we also, before we even talk about regulation at the government level, we need to appreciate the fact that when it comes to screen time and so on and so forth, even platforms are contending with how do they craft platform level interventions to secure the interest of our young people.